Hello and welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt, and guys, we are continuing our very long series on getting Halo, my daughter's 86 GT, back on the road. Today we have some exciting things for you guys, or I think they're exciting. We're doing an entire brake system, so I'm talking brake booster, which we're going to try to rebuild. We've got master cylinder, proportioning valve, we've got the calipers we're going to rebuild, which we've done on the channel before. We've got pads, rotors. If you like brakes, you're going to love this upload. If you don't like brakes, maybe you should try another video. I used to make car reviews. You can try one of those. Some people don't like them, but hey, I used to enjoy them. But yeah, I'm here at Fox Resto. Matt's gonna help me out. So what we're gonna do first, I think, is a brake booster rebuild. So we're gonna get Halo, which is the name for the car. We're gonna get it up on the lift. First thing we're gonna do is rebuild the brake booster. Now, what's interesting is this brake booster came from our parts car, which everyone knows is Nemesis over there. I'm still using it for parts. Interrupting the video here, guys, because I do want to tell you I am planning to go to Mustang Week this year, and if you are going to be there and you have a cool FoxBody, I'd be very much interested in reviewing it for the channel. So go ahead and let me know. I'll have my DM contacts up here on the screen, but you can DM me on Facebook or Instagram and send me a couple pictures of your car. Tell me a little bit about it if you're going to be at Mustang Week and you want me to do a review. Also, later in this video, we are going to do an exploded view of the actual booster so you can see all the parts that are inside. So stay tuned definitely for that. I know it's a longer video, but you will see that here in the video. So let's go ahead and roll it. But we figured rather than pull hers off, we're going to see if we can rebuild this one, because there have not been a lot of rebuilds that we can find on YouTube. And you know, sometimes we do how-to. So I think we're going to do a little bit of how-to. What do you think, Matt? A little bit of how-to?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we have much of a choice.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Otherwise, the video will be over in 2 seconds. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. The master cylinder is already off. Matt knocked it off, and yeah, this came from Nemesis. So let's see if we can rebuild it. First thing we're going to do is disassemble it. We still need to get the rebuild kit, so we'll worry about that later.
Just so you know, I have already destroyed 2 boosters, but that was the learning experience. They were my own boosters, and that's why I was learning.
Well, this isn't the booster on Kristen's car, so we got, you know,
that's
two more
true.
chances.
We got one more chance. Yeah. All right, I got a couple NOS ones too. So yeah, worst case scenario, we go that route.
All right, I retract my earlier statement. It's not going to be a full how-to. We're going to do some highlights, because there is, you don't want like a 3-hour video, guys. So a couple good things that came out of that. Matt, you were worried about, was the piston, the plastic part?
Yeah, the piston assembly.
Yeah.
Is this whole piece right here. This is the part that hooks to your brake pedal. This is the part that extends out of the back of the brake booster that will have that rubber boot over it. This is all plastic assembly. So you can see,
yeah,
they move independently each other. But if any of this ring, this plastic assembly, if any of that breaks or cracks, you can't get a new one of these. Then the whole thing's junk. It's trash.
So we got lucky on that. So really, it came apart pretty well. Looks
very
good.
well, very well. Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Next steps, you said something about we got a sandblast, right?
Yeah, because the diaphragms seal against this surface, and you can see how this surface is rusting. It's actually removing the paint and exposing pitted steel. Well, that ain't gonna seal vacuum out.
Okay, so we got to get the, what are we putting in the sandblaster? Like this?
We're putting this piece and this piece in the sandblaster. And all the seals seal against that, so we need to have nice, fresh, clean painted surfaces for the gaskets to seal.
Okay, so our normal stuff, sandblast it, then paint it, then let it dry, and then it should seal, right?
You got it.
Okay. All right, y'all, just finished in the sandblaster. I will show you those parts once I get them all painted, but right now what I'm going to do, change our attention over to under the hood. We have to remove the master cylinder and the proportioning valve. Definitely going to rebuild the proportioning valve. We'll see about the master cylinder. We got to take both of those out. I did get the master cylinder out and the proportioning valve. Went ahead and got all the brake lines off, disassembled that. Didn't include that in the time lapse, but yeah, brake lines are here. Little plug there. And here's my proportioning valve. Now what we're gonna have to do is actually rebuild this, because you know, we either rebuild everything or buy brand new, and we can't buy brand new. That's what we do here. But yeah, so that's what we're about to do, rebuild the proportioning valve. Matt was just telling me we're gonna use this is our rebuild kit, which looks like a bunch of O-rings. Feels like injectors to me because I just did those, but
a little different O-rings there. Rebuilding a proportion valve is pretty straightforward and easy. About the only thing that really goes wrong is it can get clogged with debris from contamination to the system, and then also the O-rings can shrink and also break down. But here's a great example of why we rebuild these things. Look at the gunk on that spring. contamination in the brake fluid. If it got into the master is a problem.
Oh, it was black as tar in there.
So there's the fluid. You can see the fluid's kind of black, but also it's got a layer of gunk at the bottom. And that gunk, that material, is what causes failures in the brake system. Ah, the piston was stuck in the valve on that one. Look at that. Look at that. That is really chunky. That looks like rust and parts of O-ring. So yeah, that is severely contaminated.
I honestly don't remember where we left off. It's been a few hours, just tons of cleaning, guys. Cleaning. Proportioning valve is apart. I think I showed you that. Cleaning inside of these, like we can't have any gunk, you know, that would inhibit the flow. So it's just cleaning. I do finally have the gaskets ready to go on, all set up here. Gonna put the new gaskets on, then I can put the rest of the proportioning valve together. And what I figured out is that I'm not doing a how-to on this either. I'm gonna, if you want us to do a full how-to on the proportioning valve, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe we'll do that. But overall, for everything we have to do in this video, I think it's gonna make it too long. So yeah, let's see what it looks like after I go ahead and replace these O-rings. All right, well, as you saw in the time lapse there, I was trying to reinstall my rebuilt proportioning valve, hit a snag. This end here, Matt did not like a lot of the pitting and the rust on the inside of that, so we tried to grab one from, I don't know if you can see it, but there's an 80 or an 81 back there. We tried to grab it from there. It worked in here, but when we went to hook the brake line up in the car, it would not fit. It's a different fitting. So the 86 and at least the 80, 81, probably 79 are different. Luckily, Matt has an NOS one, so we're gonna try that. Swap this piece out here one more time, try the NOS one and see if that will work. So bear with me, guys. Brake fun. Okay, that worked. Proportioning valve is now back in the car. Sorry about the sun, guys. Here we go. This is an update on our booster. You can see it's a lot better shape now. We still need to hit it in the sandblaster one more time. Then we're gonna put some paint on it. Then it should be ready to rebuild. Still don't even have the rebuild kit, but what we had to use was some aircraft paint stripper to get all this stuff off. Let you see the other side. It's looking way better than it was before. Well, guys, as you saw there, did a little painting on the brake booster. Here it is. Actually, that's my engine for Nemesis right there. But anyway, it's been there a while. Here we go, guys. Painted up. Is it perfect? No, but will it keep the rust out? Yes. And I think once we get the rebuild kit, that's gonna all seal up very well. We don't have the kit yet. Gotta get that in. Also, it's the end of a long day. I'm gonna keep continuing this video. We'll show you, I think, engine bay. We got the portioning valve. I think I showed you that. So that's all ready to go. Obviously, we're gonna have to take her brake booster out. That one came from Nemesis. All right, guys, the video continues. It is another day. Actually been 2 weeks for me, and Matt took a week off for vacation. Sometimes you gotta do that. But yeah, I know. But look, here's our painted parts. You guys saw earlier in the video. They came out decent enough. They should seal at least. That's what we really care about. And over here, guys, we've got our rebuild kit, because again, that's what we're doing, is we're rebuilding the brake booster. So what we got over here, Matt? Looks like a lot of nice painted parts.
We got our 2 diaphragms for the dual diaphragm booster. One goes here, the other goes here. We got our one-way check valve and seal for that. We got our push rod for the master cylinder seal. We got our pedal rod or piston seal. Goes around this piston. This is considered a brake booster piston. This portion slides in and out as you hit the brakes, and that's what seals that. This is also the inner seal for the rod itself. That goes down in here with this spring. And this is just your dust boot to protect that piston, because if that gets scratched up, then of course it will leak on this seal and then your booster leaks. So that's why, you know, all the factory stuff comes with the seals right here. So that's what we got, a little white lithium grease, and now we get to figure out how to take it apart and put it all back together. Yeah. So like I said, this is the first one we're doing. If you're still watching the video, first one Matt's doing anyway. My first one ever.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted
and my
to do
first,
this.
of course.
Yeah.
So Matt, surprisingly, it's mine first too.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to teach me.
No.
Oh boy.
All right. Matt is working on rebuilding the brake booster right now, like we said in the beginning of the video. He hasn't done that before, but I'm going to go ahead and get started on the brakes. So you're going to see a little bit of time lapse here. Obviously, car's already up in the air. We got to get the wheels off. But yeah, what we're doing is replacing basically the entire brake system. Enough talking. Let me go ahead, get all the wheels and tires off. Okay, as you just saw in the time lapse there, I did pull the e-brakes out. Also washed up, or got all the old drum parts off of the back, wheel cylinders, all that. But here's my old e-brake cables. We are replacing these as required as part of the inspection, part of the brake system. Getting rid of those, and we've got some brand new, these are made by Daniel Carpenter, e-brakes for drum brakes, 85 to 93. So I got some brand new set of these. And yeah, we're just getting them on. Matt is still working on the booster, so I'll have an update for you on that when he figures out the rebuild. Like I said, first time, so he's kind of getting all his steps together on that. And I'm just trucking along on the rear brakes, so I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully you're enjoying the time lapse, and hopefully by the end of this video, Halo will have a good brake system. Let's find out. All right, emergency brake cables are on. I just realized I don't think I've ever really highlighted these much on the channel before. So let me show you what they look like. All right, you can see new cable goes through there, and then got it here, secured to the car. Goes through that guy right there, and the same on both sides. And then you can kind of see up in there where you have to connect it in. Hold on, let me see if I can highlight that for you guys. There you go, that's a little bit better, but right here, guys, where my finger is how you have to get them in. That was a little tough. I needed Matt's help to compress the cable, but cables are now routed properly and good to go. So next steps, to blind you guys with the camera, no. Next step is the wheel cylinders and putting all that back together after that. So more time lapse on that, but yeah, I wanted to show those off. They look great. I mean, brand new, nothing like brand new cables. So emergency brakes will work. Interrupting this time lapse because we have breaking news here that I'm breaking parts. No, I'm not. Making some progress there on the drums, as you guys can see in the time lapse. We have a visitor. We're gonna put it to work. We're gonna put it to work. You can do all the brakes. Matt just showed you how over there, how to assemble it.
Yes.
So, you know, why don't you just do this in like 10 seconds for us?
Sure.
Throw it together.
All right. And Matt's been helping me out too. You guys have seen, but front brake, kind of, oh, you got it torn down to the spindle.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to start putting it back together.
Yeah. You're not messing around, are you?
No.
No. Okay.
It's hot out here.
Yeah,
It's too hot to
it
mess
is.
around.
It is. And also we've got brake booster. What happened, Matt?
Yeah, that's...
You broke it.
That's not going well.
No. But actually, it kind of is, because you kind of figured it out now.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's, I wouldn't recommend anybody doing it unless you've got 3 or 4 brake boosters to brake first to figure it out. Like I do. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident now.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll update you on that in a second, but we're going to have a brake booster. So
We will.
yes.
One way or the other.
All right. Back to the time lapse, and Tiffany get to work. Right.
Okay.
She'll just do whatever I say. Guys, I'm worn out doing the drums. Coming apart was much easier than going back on. Matt's helping me with that, but man, I haven't done it in a while, and I think I was stronger back then. So anyway, right now I'm just gonna go ahead, take a little break from that. I might get back to it, try to take this off on this side, this caliper, and rotor's coming off. We're replacing rotors, rebuilding calipers, which we've done before, back in the wheel bearings. I don't know, we're doing all the things, brake cut, we're doing everything.
There you go. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Is that it?
Take it out. See if the piston's loose.
Yeah.
There you go.
We just pulled the piston out of this, guys.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So we're gonna, actually let's pull the dust boot off. First we'll look at the piston. So you'll see right here, that's not supposed to be brown. That's basically rust.
In case you guys are wondering why we're rebuilding the calipers and the brake system.
Yeah, that's rust from the caliper housing, but above that, if you see these lines right here, you see black lines. That's where the seal, the actual hydraulic seal within the piston right here, or within the caliper, has sat on the piston for a long period of time and has started to break down and stick to the piston. It'll be driven for a little while, it'll break loose and it'll start moving and the pad will wear down, and then if it stops and they don't drive it for a long time, it can reseal or re-stick to the piston again, and then eventually it breaks loose. We have rust, rubber breaking down and sticking to the caliper piston, and nothing about this caliper is working right. Go ahead and take your finger and wipe in here. You'll feel the chunkies.
Oh,
feel it stuck to the side?
Yeah. Yummy. Doesn't look clean.
No. Look at all that stuff that came out of the caliper. It's not even dirty brake fluid, it's just chunks of rust.
Okay, getting tired. Did get rotors on. I'll show you that in a second. But back here, we've got Matt because I ran out of strength. So we're actually going to time him because he thinks that he can do these really quickly. I don't know if you knew that, Matt, but we're about to time you.
I was not aware of that.
We did this a long time ago for a TikTok. I don't know if anybody's following me on there, but you did it on your 85. I don't know if you remember.
No, I do not.
Yeah, you did with a timer. Matt's going to get ready to go. Let's see how fast he can do this. Put these drum brakes together. 3, 2, 1, go.
This thing doesn't blow up.
Oh, wait, you're partially already together there.
Oh, did I cheat? Well, this wasn't my fault. Your wife did that.
Oh, you put that together?
I did, just a little bit.
Oh, she did better than me. All right, guys, we got his time ready.
What do
you think it is, Matt?
I want to say 3 minutes. What is it, like 7?
Man, he's pretty good. Look at that, 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you
okay.
really did it.
Cool. And I even stumbled a bit on there.
Yeah. So you could probably do it in 2 minutes.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. So this is what the rear looks like, guys. And then up here, we've got rotors. All right, you can see a little better here. There's a nice shiny rotor. Again, bad lighting, sorry. Calipers being rebuilt. And the video goes on, but not for me because I'm taking a break. Another day for us, we're tired. Anyway, video continues like right now for you. Another day in the brake overhaul video. New shirt, different day, I think. I can't even remember. But we have a surprise guest here right now. Working on his, what is this?
Fiat 1.4 Dodge Dart Turbo.
You're gonna swap this into your 83 over there, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Actually, I'm not against swapping a Fiat 1.4 into a FoxBody, but
that's okay. We're all against it. But Sam Dead Riceful is here working on his Dart, apparently.
Yeah, it's a Dodge, but it has a Fiat engine in it from the factory,
my gosh.
and it has a bunch of aftermarket upgrades.
All right, well, no one cares anymore. So
Yeah, I think everyone lost the energy.
Yeah, but back on this stuff. So as you can see, we have another booster out. This one actually came out of the 86.
I swear I won't break this one.
What happened to the one for Nemesis, Matt?
You really want to know?
The viewers want to know. I know already.
I like to f around and find out.
Yeah, we did. We did. So this is what happened to it. Well, we told you guys this is the first time we're doing this. And also, the rebuild kit. The rebuild kit had some problems, didn't it, Matt?
Yeah. You know, back to your other question. I broke those because I've never done these before, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to do them. And sometimes you got to destroy some stuff to make that happen.
Right.
But yeah, the rebuild kit, I would have had a problem anyway because once I started looking at it, I realized I was missing some seals.
Okay, so all these guys from that rebuild kit we got for the booster, they were all missing. They weren't even in the box.
This was missing out of that. I got a little felt filter here for the push rod. I have 2 seals for the middle of the piston, which would have been really bad if we didn't have those. This is a rubber spacer, and then of course that's the locking grommet for the rod to hold the pedal rod in. So I didn't have any of this stuff last weekend to make that work.
Yeah, so luckily for them, it's the same video. Matt went and got all that, took the booster out of Kristen's car, and you think you've got it figured out now, right?
I do. We're gonna find out real soon.
Yeah. So we might walk through some high-level steps later on, doing a full detailed how-to video on this. Might not be on my channel, might be on something Matt's up to. Stay tuned on that. This guy might have something to do with filming it, potentially. Yeah. So that's what we might do, because we know some of you guys want to rebuild the boosters, as we talked about. Most of them these days are from the aftermarket. They're just bad out of the box. So that's what we're still going with the rebuild. Also, Matt did the calipers. So anyway, he's getting that. He did that for me off camera. You got the calipers rebuilt, right?
Yep.
And we do have a video on that. We've done that before. Actually, it was fun. I got to knock the piston out.
That's
the first time.
That's one of my favorite things about doing on a car. And honestly, that was one of the first mechanic jobs I ever did.
And you scared me this time. He's like, yeah, it might blow across the shop and go through people. Be careful. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta let you know what you're getting into.
Yes. Now I'm gonna go show you the calipers. He's gonna keep working on this. Yeah, here we go, guys. These are the rebuilt calipers. You see we got new slides on there too. So Matt hooked me up with that. And again, we've rebuilt these before on the channel. I do have a video for that. So next steps Well, really, we got to finish the brakes. So once the booster's rebuilt, we'll put in the booster, and then the rear brakes are done, as you guys saw. Got to get the wheels back off and finish the front brakes. Then I believe it's just hooking up the booster and the master cylinder, bleeding the brakes, and hopefully we'll have it all done by the end of this video. I mean, that's the goal. So you'll know already because you're watching. But before we get started, we do want to go ahead and give you guys a good understanding of brake booster and some of its components. And that's why I got Matt here, because I don't know how to do that. He has figured it out. He is figuring out. But I know this is what I'm used to seeing, Matt, the brake booster all together. But what are we looking at here with all this craziness?
Got an example here, like you said. This is an original brand new Ford brake booster. This is what all this looks like when it's put together. So we're going to start towards the interior of the car. We'll start right here. This is where the actual brake pedal and brake light switch attaches underneath the dash. So starting here again, this is this is what attaches to the brake pedal itself. We'll have a series of filters, protection boots. There is this is one of the mini springs. Of course, we got different types of seals. These are your 4 studs to where it bolts to the firewall. At this portion, we're starting to get into the piston diaphragm assembly. This is the piston diaphragm assembly. This is what's inside of both halves of that can.
Okay.
Yep. And basically, this whole assembly right here is minus the can right here. Start at that pedal rod, and it goes all the way to here. So all these components basically make up this assembly. Whenever you start getting a leaking brake booster, not only do you have a loss of pedal effort, or let me rephrase that, you actually have to add more pedal effort because the assist isn't working as well. That also creates an engine leak.
Vacuum leak?
Yeah, it creates a vacuum leak. The booster is ran off of engine vacuum. And you can see right here, we haven't rebuilt this obviously, but you can see the rust on this rubber seal right here. What happens is the can starts rusting on the inside, and this one's already painted, but we'd have this right here. That's where it would start rusting on the inside and then start eating up the rubber, get no longer a smooth seal on the can, and then you start getting a vacuum leak. And then the check valve and the check valve seal, this is where the engine vacuum comes in from. Whenever you go the wide open throttle and the engine has no vacuum anymore, this is a check valve to not let the vacuum out, so it'll actually retain it in the case. And that's also a major reason why you want your brake booster to have 100% seal. If your check valve's bad and you go wide open throttle, all of a sudden you would have no brake assist because you've emptied all the vacuum out of the can. So very important part, but that's a complete exploded view of a brake booster.
But you can see rotors are back off. Uh-oh, what's going on here, Matt?
What'd you do?
I took them off, actually. I did good.
See, that's why they're off.
Yeah, I did good. Took them off for a reason, guys. If you look right here, our LMR 93 Cobra replica wheels have been scraping. And so we were like going back and forth on options. Kristen wants to retain as much originality of the 86 as she can. So they're scraping, we think, Matt, because of what are these brakes? They're 4-cylinder?
The spindles are actually the same spindles used from 79 to 86 on GT and 4 cylinders. The SVO was the only one that had a different spindle. In 87 to 93, when they put a V8 in the car, they actually redesigned the spindle. I believe made it a little bit taller, fit a little bit bigger brake. But I believe the problem we're having is the different geometry on the 79 to 86 spindle compared to the GT 87 to 93. So what do we got here? We got a rim, just the edge of the lip of the rim barely rubbing the strut. You got a rub here on the rubber, and then also a rub here from the actual metal rim. What are a couple ways to get rid of this? But 87 to 93 spindles and brakes on, well, that can be expensive and it's a lot more work. The only thing we need to do is clear this. You could also put longer studs on and put a spacer to move the wheel out. Well, I just don't like wheel spacers, so I don't use them. We have to get the wheel away from there, so I thought, I used to do alignments. Campbell.
What is that?
You can see we got a little lobe. It's not quite a circular bolt. We got a lobe right there. And we're going to put this in where the upper bolt goes in, and that will give us an adjustment to move the spindle in and out. And just in case you're wondering, this is what I used in the field when I would do an alignment whenever there was not a camber adjustment on a factory camber adjustment on a vehicle. So you would take an upper bolt out, put this lobed bolt in, and you now have a camber adjustment. So with that said, we are messing with the camber adjustment. So after we put this in and get the wheel clear, we will have to get it aligned and have the camber readjusted at the top to compensate for our movement here.
Yeah, and I kind of plan on doing alignment anyway, so that's going to work out. But yeah, neat little tips and trick, guys. So just remove this bolt and get that. And I just picked it up. I think it's like $45 at O'Reilly's. So.
Yeah, something like for the pair, both sides.
Right. So both sides are already done. Anyway, I promise we're doing brake stuff too, but yeah, just a little tip here on Gearhead 74. We give them all the tips, Matt. Just a tip. Just a tip. This has been installed. I want to show you guys the movement. So take a look right here. I'm adjusting it. The spindle should move out. Sure enough, there it goes. All right, and if we want to adjust it back inwards, in. Oops, if I can get my wrench on here. Watching, it should move. Yep, there it goes, back the other way. So, easy adjustment. And that should take care of the wheel clearance problem. Guys, losing the light, but check it out. Brake booster assembly complete. Matt was able to fully rebuild this thing. That was awesome. There you go. Yeah, we have a working booster now. You might say, Matt, what happened to your nicely painted booster? Because this doesn't look painted. Well, the truth is, guys, on that one, when we opened this one on the inside, this is the one from Kristen's 86. The other one we were working on was from Nemesis. We wanted to back up in case there was a problem. We did end up breaking that one. However, we still could have used the casing, but the inside of this casing, guys, definitely a 50,000 mile car. It was just perfect. No pitting, no rust on the inside. And so Matt was thinking it's gonna seal better. That's why we went with this one. And I wasn't worried about painting it. She's just gonna drive the car. It's not a show car. And I'm gonna use the other one for Nemesis when I rebuild the brake booster on that, or Matt does. I helped him out, but man, it is complicated. As you can see, it's getting dark, but I think I'm gonna finish the brakes in this video. And the video continues. What's going on, guys? I should have like brakes or something, right? Check this out, let's see. Well, where's my fan shroud? Where's my fan blade? What is going on? Why is there radiator fluid down there? Well, you must ask, oh, sorry about that. If you must ask, while we are dealing with the brakes and we have a problem there, I'm gonna fill you in on a second. Of course, this video has been full of problems. I do have to replace the radiator if you remember from everything wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one out. In fact, we have a special guest delivering the new radiator. And yeah, that's what's going on here. I'm not gonna show you guys too much of this, but just so you know, the original radiator here is coming out. Definitely has some corrosion in there. Ooh, yeah, she looks nice and gross down in there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Kristen is gonna drive this, my daughter, so gotta make it, whoop, gotta make it safe for her. Anyway, see what happens. See if I can get a new radiator. I don't know. Brakes, stay tuned. Yeah, I'm gonna fill you in on that in just a second. Okay, radiator is out. And why do we need to replace it?
Look here, you know, you got your original radiator, you got your tank here, and every one of these little square tubes, those are the tubes that the coolant flows through from left to right. And these fins here is what takes the heat out of the tubes, and that's how the radiator cools. Well, where these tubes solder into the tank, all that white corrosion, every one of those bits of white corrosion is corrosion from the coolant leaking out and oxidizing with the metal there. So you can see almost every freaking one has corrosion. Probably about 60-70% of this radiator is leaking.
Yeah.
As far as the scores.
Is that what you noticed when you're doing the inspection, or was it more on the inside? Because I know the inside looked bad too.
Right. I do notice that on inspection. I'll usually see that from underneath the vehicle. But yeah, if you come around here and shine there, you can actually see the corrosion in the tubes, which is the other side.
Look at that, guys.
Of this.
Yep.
So if you go right out here, you can see where the tube goes in. You can go inside and you can see where the tube opens up, the little flat tube opens up, and all that corrosion inside the tank. See, it starts on the inside and then works to the outside. So by the time you see it on the outside, it's done. There ain't no fixing it.
We're back outside because our new radiator has arrived with special delivery, special guest. This is Tiffany, for those that don't know, which this late in the video, all of y'all have to know. Tiff, this is like probably 30 minutes in the video at this point. My. Yeah, so also she got some Freon. So we're replacing the O-rings in Halo as well and putting new Freon in it. I figured while we were waiting on this slowpoke behind me to get this radiator, no, just kidding. It was great that look, you're getting out of the car. I was gonna carry that. See, wise are awesome. You should definitely get one if you haven't already. I like mine. Anyway, there you go. Here's the radiator, nothing special, 2-core, not original, but it's gonna work. And we're gonna get that. We're gonna have Freon, and then I haven't told them what's going on with the brakes yet, so you know.
I do.
Yeah, and they will know here in a second. Yes. Anyway, I'm gonna let her carry this in. Let's keep going, guys. Yeah. Look inside, got the radiator out of the box, thanks to Vanna White over there. And we are gonna put some fittings in here, up here. Pulled these off the old radiator. Of course, our hoses are gonna go in right here. Yeah, and she'll be cool, Tiff. Yeah. Like you. Cool like you. Not done with the upgrades for Halo just yet. Check it out, guys. This is the original clutch fan. And gonna replace it. As you recall, this also had some problems with it. Matt and I just double checked. The way it's moving is not very tight. It's a little loose. And so he happened to have an extra one here at Fox Resto. And so that's what just put on here. So getting a new clutch fan as well. radiator progress. I forgot what I showed you guys, but it is bolted down. Yeah, so we got to put that clutch fan on next with the radiator shroud. Done that before 1 bazillion times, and button that up. Also decided to do the AC lines. I know I mentioned Freon, and guess what? I was just going to do the O-rings, but we found out we do need a line. Of course we do. We need a liquid cooled line and the other line. I forget what it is. Luckily I have a liquid cooled one, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm getting back to work, guys. Not much time lapse here near the end of the video. 1, it's a long video. 2, I'm just trying to get stuff done so we can get this car on the road. There you go, guys. Radiator, fan shroud, all that back in. Just need to hook up the other upper hose here, right over there. This guy. Yeah, the AC, I think I told you guys we still got some more work to do there, but hook this hose up. First I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some fluid in. I got my overflow, and unfortunately, I was gonna use the radiator for Nemesis, but much like everything else for Nemesis, guess what? I'm gonna show you. Here's the overflow, and it's broke off, and that won't come out of there because it was soldered in or something. So Nemesis, once again, failing me even with its parts. So it really is my nemesis. But yeah, we're getting pretty close. The other thing I need to do besides put the AC back on is the brake booster. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about the brake booster. We had trouble with the brake booster rebuild. Part of the parts that came in the kit were missing. Matt's still trying to track those down. In the meantime, we had an aftermarket booster. We figured we'd give it a try. Sure enough, stuck it on there, and guess what? Had a problem. I think there was a vacuum leak or something, even though right out of the box. It's just how it's going with these boosters right now, guys. So I have another one of those if we have to throw it in there, but Matt got the part that he thinks he needs to complete the booster rebuild. So we're gonna try that out. If that doesn't work, I have one more aftermarket booster to throw in there. Who knows, maybe that one will work. So that's what we're fighting, guys, is the booster. The brakes are pretty much done. They were all done. I did what I could, and then Matt actually finished them up last time, got the drums and pads and everything in place, even the master cylinders on here. You can kind of see, I know it's dark up here. Always fighting with lighting, but that's what's going on with the brakes. So anyway, hopefully button this up, and the next thing I show you is that we're all done. Let's see. All right, all buttoned up. I have burped the system, and for the AC, I think I already explained that. So yeah, next step is the booster. Although end of the day for me here, so Matt's gonna actually swap the booster out for me, help me out, the good guy that he is, and finish the AC stuff I mentioned. So between those two things, might actually drive, but this was definitely booster hell, for lack of a better word. But she's almost there, good shape. If we got coolant, we can get AC and brakes. We're gonna drive it for a little bit. And I've got some fun things in store for you guys, like a full Flowmaster exhaust, along with, I think I'm gonna do a dyno before and after. So we'll see on that. Okay, obviously a different day. This has been a very long video. Thanks for sticking in there. I wanted to actually try to make some sense here at the end and give you the final state of the car. As you can see, a lot has been done. You guys saw me putting in the radiator. Let me cover the brake booster first, because I keep referring, that's what the whole video is about, this brake booster. Okay, so what happened here, guys, is the brake booster we first tried was the one from Nemesis. We tried to rebuild it. Matt broke it, you saw that. Then we tried to rebuild the brake booster for this car, Halo, which is Kristen's, my daughter's. We got pretty far with that, but then we had a problem. There was parts missing from the rebuild kit, and guys, that is why I could not show you the full rebuild, because honestly, it was just crazy how we had to make it happen. It was over several weeks, and so I think we need to do that as a whole separate video. But Matt finally did get it rebuilt. We have a brand new brake booster, and it's working like a champ. Also new master cylinder. We've got new rotors and pads up front, rebuilt the calipers, new drums in the back, and new shoes and all that. So complete brake system. And guess what? If the car is here and away from the shop, what does that mean? It means the brakes are working. In fact, I probably just gave it away, but finally we gave Halo some center caps. We gave her some center caps. So I guess my daughter has earned the center caps. If you follow me on Instagram, I put up a post and they still weren't on there. And I got some complaints about it. And I was saying she had to earn them, but I was teasing. She finally did get them. So I think it looks good. What do you guys think about the center caps on the Cobra wheels? I like them now. I really like them. What do you think? What do you think, Kristen? Oh, by the way, yeah, Kristen's here with me. She is in the background. You happy with the wheels?
I'm so happy.
Yeah, and how are the brakes going right now? You got the whole new brake system.
The brakes are really good. It's about what I'm used to, and I'm just so glad to have her back.
Yeah, she's been really enjoying driving it. Do her first drive, but that'll be a different video. So we will have a driving video coming. But I want to point out a couple other things. You saw me replace the radiator somewhat. I did finish that. It's been cooling very well, so that seems to solve that. No leaks. In fact, I did on another video new valve cover gaskets when I did a new intake gasket, the tune-up. Also no leaks there so far, guys, so that is good. And we got the AC working. I started working on that, I think in this video. Ran into some issues, needed a new condenser. So if you look right here, we've got a brand new condenser. Also have some new AC lines. You can see the AC line there. And of course, we had to replace the clutch cycling switch for the AC. That was also replaced, and all new O-rings. And I say I did a little bit of that, not most of it. We ran into a time crunch, guys. Wanted to have this car ready for the first day of school, which is Monday, and spoiler alert, Christine will have your car on your first day of school. So we made it. Was trying to make it for her birthday, didn't quite make that. She is 17 now instead of 16, but car is ready for first day of school. AC was finished by Matt, so we were in a hurry on that. So Matt put in the new condenser, Matt put in the new AC lines, and Matt from Fox Resto saved my bacon. So if you guys need some things done, like an inspection on your car, or you want your computer repaired, go ahead and hit him up for that. I'll have his contact information up on the screen, but seriously, there's two people I need to give big shout outs to for this video. One is Matt for finishing up the AC without me. I had to work, guys, and he just took care of it. So now Kristen has AC, and I think she's happy about that. Are you happy about AC in the seat?
So happy.
Yeah, that was
so
like a
happy.
must, right?
Yes.
Yes, so we have AC, so thank you to Matt. And then the other big shout out is for my wife, Tiffany, bringing in the radiator. Had she not have brought that in for us, we would have been screwed, because I thought I was gonna use the one from Nemesis. You guys already know that. But Tiff, bringing me the radiator, really, really appreciate it. So that's kind of where we're at. Sorry we didn't fully cover the brake booster rebuild. Like I said, another video, another how-to. But Halo is finally getting some miles on it. Now, what does that leave us with? Okay, we still have a few things to do. For one, the hatchback back here still needs new hatch struts. It's pretty simple, I just hadn't got to it. So we'll get new hatch struts. Exhaust is still quite loud. We've got our disconnected H-pipe underneath. And I think those are the big things. There's probably a few others that we're gonna do. It still needs a heater core, but right now we're not worried about that. It is not winter time. And underneath the hood, she's pretty good. Once we get the exhaust going, I think that we will be fine. We do have a few things, but really the car is being driven now. Finally there. So what a journey. I wanted to document it here on the channel as much as I could. And guys, we kind of sort of almost finished the project. I am gonna get some horsepower numbers. I'm kind of curious about what it makes. I haven't told you that yet. Halo's gonna go on a dyno. She's curious too. And yeah, but that's where we're at. Stopping good, no problems. Probably been having it for, like, I think this is Friday as I'm filming this, so we've had it back home for 2 days. Matt put 100 miles on it, about 150 miles since the brake system and the cooling system, the AC, all good to go. So yay, I'm really excited. This is a really long video. Kristen, this video's gotta be like half an hour or more.
Yay!
Yay! So if they're still watching near the end, they must be, you know, they must really like this channel, or they must like the car or something.
They're here for the bloopers.
Yeah, probably. Stay tuned for those. But I guess that's it. Guys. So like I said early in the video, I will be at Mustang Week, and maybe might have this car at Mustang Week. I don't know. I gotta ask Kristen. I hadn't talked to you about that yet. So
Okay.
We'll see. I'll be there to find out what car is there. Who knows? But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. I don't know. Did we forget anything?
I don't think so.
I think we covered it all for now.
I think so.
You like your car?
I washed her.
She did, actually. That's what we got to cover. Tar Heel Fox had not been washed in forever, and Kristen washed them both as a good daughter. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She does look good, though. She does look good. Halo is looking good. Okay, well, that's it, guys. Thanks for staying in here for so long, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button. That helps me a lot. If you're stopping in for the first time, there's no way you would watch the video this long, but if you did and you want to, subscribe, and we'll see you here next time on Gearhead 704. Ended up using some air stripper cleaner. We got some strippers, y'all. No. I said air stripper. We got some air strippers in here, y'all. They're coming down from the ceiling.
They're parachuting in.
Look at another air stripper. We did get some aircraft stripper, paint stripper to try to get aircraft strippers. Do you know any aircraft strippers? Oh, Lord. So I'm just looking at the top of my head. It's pretty close. Tiffany's running the camera. Isn't this an exciting video, guys? I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. I guess is the blooper section. Yeah, bad color, definitely a blooper. Oh, look. I don't look so good. Oh well. And of course, we'll rebuild the. We're gonna rebuild. Matt. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna end up in blooper land. We're gonna.
What is that?
Blooper. What? Yeah. What happened to the boost? What happened to the blooper? So, let's just go home. Go home. I want to go home. Let's go home. Blooper. About to putch the putch. About to putchy you. I don't know. Blooper. There's got to be a lot of bloopers in this video. Sorry, it's such long. Whatever. Blech. Anyway, first Matt got the part he think he needs. Oh my God. He think he need. I caveman. First try. Pretty pull. I'm not playing pool. No.
It's over there.
Yeah, there's a pool over there. What are you doing over there, hopping around? Is that messing up? She is that excited. You can tell the excitement is palpable.